Here we have Terry Gorton. She's the owner-operator of Paradise Taveuni, another one of our absolute favorites, and she is in literally paradise in Fiji. Terry, over to you. Welcome.
Abula, everybody. Great to be here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's this morning in Fiji at the moment. So wonderful to be here, and a great big Vinaka Vakalevu to Deep Blue Adventures for making this all possible. So I'll get on with it. I'm Terry. My husband Alan and I are the owners of Paradise Taveuni. We are have been in Fiji for the last 20 years, and this is what we do. We're hoteliers, and we have a beautiful little 16-room resort. I'm just trying to click over. I'm sorry, just having a few problems here. Just give me a minute. Oh, there we go. That's our logo. So if you don't know where we are, we're on Taveuni Island, which is one of the northern islands of Fiji, the beautiful north, hidden north. It's only a 1-hour flight, 90-minute flight from the Nandi International Airport. So you'll fly into Nandi, have a quick, it's about a 30-minute stopover to change planes to the domestic flight and get across to Taveuni Island. And that flight is like a scenic flight, beautiful, over reefs and coral reefs and beautiful islands. And then we pick you up from the airport and we bring you down to the resort, down to Paradise. That's a little plane that gets you out to the island, a little 14-seater plane. And it does fly to Taveuni 2 to 3 times daily. This is Paradise. This is where you'll get to through the beautiful tropical area that we are. And this is home. This is the ocean front of Paradise. We have a lovely swimming pool, and as you can see, some beautiful crystal clear water out the front there. And Taveuni itself is so beautiful. It is beautiful. Well, 83% of the island is actually national park. And it's full of waterfalls, national parks, beautiful flora and fauna that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. And also, of course, home to some of the best diving in Fiji. We are known as the soft coral capital of the world. And that's what we actually do specialize in, is our scuba diving. When you get here, you're going to experience genuine Fijian hospitality by our staff. We have wonderful staff. We have over 70 staff that will be looking after you, and we have wonderful cultural activities for you to enjoy. On arrival, everybody gets a welcome foot rub. It's a 15-minute foot rub just to make sure we instantly get you relaxed on the ocean front there. It's a great way to start your holiday with us. And just a few more of the different views that you will see, just to let you know that we're right on an oceanfront cliff edge. So you pretty much have views of the ocean wherever you are on the resort there. That's our little, we call that our carnivale, which is a couple of little dining valets at the front there. Down on the water is our snorkeling platform, and as you can see, you can just jump straight into that beautiful water and swim, snorkel and dive whenever you want to. It's absolutely beautiful. It is known as we're actually lucky we have a unique deep water frontage, which means that even at low tide, you can get out in that water and swim, snorkel and dive. So there's no excuse for you not to get out there scuba diving or snorkeling, or even just sitting by the pool watching that beautiful water. Just a little bit about the accommodation. We have 16 air-conditioned rooms in Paradise, 16. And all of our rooms have been newly refurbished last year. So they're all brand new on the inside and on the outside. All the rooms have king-size beds. They all have an outdoor shower in a private tropical garden. So that's every single 16 rooms has that. And of course, they also have an indoor bathroom as well. So sorry I don't have any brand new professional images of our new berets, but we do have 2 brand new luxury berets that we have on offer now as part of our luxury part of Paradise. We are a 4-star property, but our 2 rooms are definitely in the 5-star category. So I do just waiting for our new professional photographer to come along. He's a bit delayed, understandably, but I'll get some new images to you if you'd like some. Let me know. I also have a lovely video if you'd like me to send that to you. Of the other rooms, we have 3 deluxe oceanfront berets. As you can see from the bedroom, you have, or from the room, you have a beautiful ocean views there. They have a spacious lounge room, and they also have the outdoor shower, but they have a deluxe tub as well, which is lovely to be relaxing in the tub after a hard day diving or in the spa. It's very nice under the stars there. 2 ocean view berets. They're located a little bit behind the oceanfront berets. Pretty much exactly the same as those berets. They have a spacious lounge. We also have a lovely family berets. They have 2 bedrooms, as you can see there, and a nice big sun deck. They're perfect for our families or friends traveling together. If you have some scuba divers that are traveling, you might have 3 divers. That bed actually splits into 2 single beds, so you can fit two adults and 2 children in the room, or 3 adults very easily in that room. Spacious sun deck, and we've just recently added a new indoor-outdoor lounge to those rooms as well. So we've extended the deck a little bit and put an indoor-outdoor bamboo lounge out there, which is very popular, one of my favorite berets now. We have 6 valets as well, so they're more like a hotel room. As you can see, they've got a connecting wall in between them, so more like a hotel room. And they're conveniently located next to the dive shop, so they're perfect for scuba divers when we're right next to all the action there. And we also have some with interconnecting rooms, which are great for the families. Now these are the oceanfront beret, which are we going Ocean View Restaurant Beret, I'm sorry, which really you're going to have all your meals at. We also have lots of other wonderful dining areas for you, by the ocean, by the poolside, watching the sunset and having a beautiful meal, and also at the Carnival there. You can dine wherever you want to. There's no extra charge for that. And it's just, you tell us where you want to dine and we'll set a lovely table up for you. There's a teki bar, and one of our dogs, that's Brownie. He's one of our Ridgebacks. We've got a couple of them that will greet you when you get in. Bar's open from 7 till late. Whenever you'd like a cocktail, we're ready for you. And that's our swimming pool. That's open 24 hours a day for you to have a nice dip and cool off. We do offer poolside drink service all day, so just lounge around the pool and enjoy. So meals are included in the rate, so you don't have to pay any extra for meals. We have a few different meal packages, but our base meal package is very, very good, and it's more than enough food, our guests tell us. So, so Alan, my husband, is our international chef. He's an award-winning chef. He's won many awards in his career, and he oversees the kitchen. So we never have any complaints about the food. It's all very good. And we also cater to those with special dietary requirements, gluten-free diets, or, you know, I can't have this and that in my meals, and we'll make sure that that all happens for you. We have our own farm across the road from our resort. We have another 10 acres behind us, and we have our own organic vegetable farm, and we also have chickens, so I have lovely fresh eggs in the morning, and our pigs. We use our pigs for recycling, so any food scraps or anything goes straight to our piggies there. So we try and be fully self-sufficient and fully organic for our guests, so great food. So much to do on the island, not just staying at the resort, lounging around the pool, but there's waterfalls, as I mentioned before, national parks. There's a natural rock water slide that is halfway up the island that we love to visit. There's cave tours, there's blowholes, and there's some beautiful hiking on the island. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of culture, obviously. We're in Fiji. We're in real Fiji on Taveuni, which is really off the beaten track and where the real villages are. As you can see on one side, there's a sign. That's the international date lines. It actually runs straight through the island, and you can get a photo of yourself time traveling in Fiji. We do a visit to the school. We actually very strongly donate to the school, Paradise does, and our guests. So we do probably every 2 weeks, we'll pop down and visit the school with some gifts. If you'd like to bring some books or anything along for the school, we'll go down and have a look there. We go to the village, and of course we have a wonderful Fiji night experience at least once during the week for our guests. Lots of nothing to do as well. Just jump in the spa. We've got some wonderful spa packages. Relax in a hammock, read a book. We won't annoy you. We also have some wonderful weddings that we do, obviously. It's a beautiful romantic place. And we actually do underwater weddings. We've done quite a few of those. It's a really fun way to say I do. It's a nice way. Also, lots of other things, obviously snorkeling, kayaking, swimming, beach trips, and of course some great fishing. Beautiful pristine reefs out there. So onto the diving, as I mentioned before, this is our strength. This is what we do best. We own and operate Paradise Dive Centre on site at the resort. Christine, that you can see there, she's one of our dive instructors, and she helps run the resort with Alan, who is not only a chef, but is also one of the dive instructors as well. He does a bit of everything. That's another part of the dive shop there, drying room and gear storage. And we also have an air-conditioned camera room because a lot of our guests are very keen underwater photographers. So we have a lovely air-conditioned room for them. We do offer nitrox tanks. We also have a couple of extra specialties that we offer, private dive guides, gear hire, of course, and we also offer underwater camera hire, and we can fix up any little bits and pieces that you need fixed up as well. So that's our marina, our dock, and our dive boats all on site. We, as I mentioned, we own and operate the dive operation. We own the boats. So we make sure that everything's on time as much as possible. We try and make sure that we get out to the reef, obviously the Rainbow Reef, as often as possible. The Rainbow Reef is a 20-mile reef system. It's only 20 minutes boat ride away from Paradise. And it's, as you can see by that image, just absolutely spectacular. It's known as the soft coral capital of the world. And we dive on the Rainbow Reef just about every day, according to conditions, obviously. We try and get out there just about every day for our guests. Beautiful soft corals. We also have a lot of hard coral formations. So as you can imagine, on a 20-mile reef system, we have about 40 different dive sites so that we can choose from. So absolutely spectacular. This one's called the Cabbage Patch. It's a beautiful hard coral formations. And of course, we've got some beautiful creatures that we can encounter. We've just found a brand new manta dive site that we can go to, which is a little bit further out from Rainbow Reef, but we go there once a week or on request to our new manta site. We do have humpback whales coming straight past Paradise, straight through the Rainbow Reef area every year from July to September. And there is, we encounter them just about every day. You're sitting on your deck, you'll see the whales spouting from the just across the strait. It's absolutely amazing. From the dive boats, you'll see them. Also, we have pilot whales that live in the Soma Strait where we dive, and you'll see them just about every day. The water is beautiful. Visibility is amazing all year round, and it's just so crystal clear. Another one of the draw cards of coming to stay with us in Paradise is that we visit the Great White Wall, which has been dubbed one of the top 10 dive sites in the world by Cousteau himself. So it's spectacular. As you can see, it's an amazing sheer wall of white soft corals. The only thing is with the Great White Wall, you can't dive it every single day. You can dive it in 7-day blocks. So 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off. That's because we can only dive it. We can only see the beautiful white corals on a slack low tide at certain times. So that's a tricky one. You need to contact us. And there's also on our website, there's the dates that we will dive the Great White Wall. So you won't miss out on that one. We also offer free shore dives straight off our dock there. Beautiful shore diving right in front of the resort, as you can imagine. So come back from your dives out on the reef and then jump in and do some shore diving. Absolutely beautiful there. So right off our private marina from 7 to 5 p.m. daily is our shore diving. And we do have 2 dive boats. So we have our big Taveuni Explorer, and we also have our Paradise Princess, which takes 12 divers out there. So where it's perfect for diving, if you've only got a couple of people, we'll take our faster, smaller boat out to Rainbow Reef. If you've got a big group, then we'll use the Taveuni Explorer. So that's our 2 different dive boats there. And we also offer a weekly island hopping day cruise, which goes out to one of the local nearby islands, and they do a wonderful meki performance for us. We have a picnic lunch on a white sandy beach and do some diving and snorkeling on the way back. It's wonderful. So we've been blessed with a lot of wonderful TripAdvisor reviews from our guests, which tells us that we're doing the right thing. We're really very strongly focused on our customers, on our guests, and making sure that that our guests are happy. It's what we're here for, and that's why we have so many return guests and some great TripAdvisor reviews. So that's pretty much what I was talking about, just a few points there about the resort. And that's us, that's me and my husband and my 3 kids and some of our other Paradise family. that we're missing at the moment. We've had to let them all go, but we know that they'll all come back and be with us soon as we reopen. So we're very much a family operation. As I mentioned, we have 71 staff, and they are part of our family, definitely. And a big part of your holiday as well is getting to know our staff and getting to know the culture of Fiji, because once you realize how wonderful and genuine our people and the culture are, you'll just keep coming back, whether you come back to Paradise or anywhere else. This is one of the beautiful beaches that we stop on and have our picnic lunch on during our dives. If we're out on the Rainbow Reef for 3 dives, we'll stop here and have a beautiful picnic lunch there, sitting on the beach. It's beautiful. So Vinaka Vakalevu, which is thank you very much in Fijian. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, please, I'm ready to go.
Thank you, Terry. We really appreciate it. It's absolutely beautiful. If you're like me, when I do a presentation, I turn my chat box off so I don't get distracted, but it is going along there. Terry's been answering, Deep Blue Terry has been answering a lot of questions and comments as you've been going along, and the comments have been talking about how colorful and amazing and beautiful it is. So, and Terry's been saying, you know, just these pictures don't even do it justice. So thank you. It's absolutely beautiful presentation. So we are taking questions and answers. I know Joanna Williams has one, and I know you're going to probably get this a lot. It's about aircraft and packing. So bear with me for just a second, Joanna, and I'll get you on the line with Terry.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. You're a little bit quiet. If you can get anywhere closer to your mic, but we can hear you.
Is that better?
Yep, perfect.
So my question's about luggage on the domestic flight. My husband's a photographer and we both have our own scuba gear, so luggage is always a challenge. What are the limits on both carry-on and check-in for the little domestic flight?
Sure, well, there are limits, but the best thing that I always tell everyone is to, when you book your flights to Fiji, is to book a through fare, which means you're going to book it all the way from, say, LAX to Taveuni. That gives you the 23 kg luggage allowance all the way through to the island, which still may not be a great deal. It's really, I think it's about $8 8 Fijian dollars for the extra luggage on board, which isn't a great deal. It's about $4 US per kg for any extra, and they're very good nowadays. That they usually will get your luggage on with you, even though it is a small aircraft. If not, they'll get it on the very next flight and they get it sent down to the resort. So yeah, it's easy to get your luggage to and from. However, I would just recommend booking a through fare if you can, all the way through to the island.
Great, thanks, Terry. I think Joanna, I'm sorry, Joanna, it looked like you'd already muted your microphone back up. Otherwise, I'd like, there you go, you're back.
Oh, it answered my question. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, Catherine Archie, let's see. There you go, you're on, Catherine. Catherine, we're showing your microphone is, there you go.
Hi, I'm unmuted, thank you. I was wondering, we have a very unusual request. We have 2 very small dogs, which we prefer to travel with when we can because they're very high maintenance. Do you accept dogs?
Yes, we do. We actually have 4 dogs of our own, and we love animals and we love dogs. And if you'd like to have your dogs in the room, that's not a problem. Yeah, but we actually haven't had anybody stay here who's brought their dog with them, but we certainly are open to dogs. We have our own, so no problem.
Thanks. I know it's a very weird question, but after our last escapades of trying to travel and having somebody take care of our dogs, it's been almost more trouble than it's worth to travel because trying to find somebody that will take care of the dog. So we thought, well, we'll just try and see what happens next time if we can travel with the dog. Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, Catherine. A 12-hour flight with the and Brent, you're on.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much for presenting. You answered me about the weight restrictions. I was curious that you didn't talk about night diving, or do you do any black water diving there?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I should put that in my presentation next time. Yeah, we do offer night diving. We don't go out on the reefs at night time on our boats. We do our night dive straight from the marina there. So we offer night diving any night you want to dive. We can jump in and do a night dive with you, no problem.
And do you do any of the open water blackwater diving?
I don't know what you mean by blackwater diving. You mean, is that very deep diving?
No, it's not actually. It's just drift diving in the blue, looking for the planktons and the small animals, the invertebrates that come up at night to feed.
Oh, we would do that from the shore. We don't actually do anything in the reef. It's just too dangerous for us to be out at night time. There's a lot of other local fishermen in the area that don't have lights on their boats and stuff like that. So we prefer just to stay where we are and just do shore dives. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have Cynthia. Cynthia, I'm trying to find you in the, I see your Q&A, but I don't see your name in the list for me to turn your microphone on. So Carrie, if you can find it otherwise I'm going to start reading Cynthia's question. What is your favorite place to visit on your non-diving days? And I'm going to expand on that a little bit. And what's your favorite activities maybe?
Sure. Yeah, we actually, most of our divers will always do on the last day, because you usually don't dive on the last day. You've got to fly the next day. So our last day is normally a non-diving day, and 99% of our guests will jump on our tour that goes up to the national parks. And so we go up and we visit the Boma waterfalls, which is a beautiful waterfall on the island. It's very popular. It's been in quite a few movies and TV lately, and it's beautiful. We turn it into a big day trip, and we visit the waterfalls. We will stop in and see the natural rock water slide. We go to the local market, so if you want to buy a few souvenirs for the folks back home. We also go to the local mission and the international dateline. So we turn it into a big day trip, and we pretty much just are away for 8 hours, and it's a great way. You have a local guide included and a picnic lunch and everything. That's lots of fun. There's also another wonderful part of the national park, which is called the Lavena Coastal Walk, and that's my favorite thing to do. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's a 1.5 hour hike down through this beautiful rainforest, beach, every kind of different kind of environment, and you finally get to this beautiful swim up waterfall where you can spend a couple of hours, and then you hike back to the village again, and then once again we stop and we visit the other little parts of the island that you may have missed. So there's so much to do on this beautiful island. We also have some island hopping day trips where we also visit the local village, and yeah, there's a lot to do, as well as we have a wonderful little spa right on the ocean front. So if you like to get a massage, you like to be indulged in that kind of thing, then you can just spend the day in the spa as well.
Thank you. So I have Natalie. Natalie, I have your microphone unmuted, but in a nutshell, because I just want to kind of add to Natalie's question. She'd asked to learn more about the logistics as far as time, distance to carrying gear, nitrox analyzers, tank sizes, those kinds of things. And somebody else had asked if night dives are not included, how much they would be and how you pay for them. And if shore diving is only allowed by 5 p.m., how do you do, if your shore diving is only done by 5 p.m., how do you do night diving? So I'm going to kind of combine those two questions. I'll turn Natalie on, but if you could talk about logistics and then also incorporate the night diving questions.
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to. So basically, where our rooms are and where the dive shop is probably about 20 steps away from our oceanfront. So getting things to and from the dive shop. And to be honest, I'm sorry, what I didn't mention is that we actually offer valet diving. So when you arrive, you'll actually put all of your dive gear on your beret deck, and our guys from the dive shop will come and collect that and place it into the dive shop for you. So basically, they'll have it ready for you on the dive boat or on the shore dive, wherever you would like to dive. They'll have it ready to go. All you need to do is check that everything's there, and off we go. So you're not lugging anything, so you don't have to worry about dragging things in and out. We have a lovely big holding area in our dive shop where we'll keep your dive gear for the whole time that you're staying with us, so you don't have to lug everything back and forwards from your room anyway. But as I said, it's not very far from the furthest room. You're probably looking at a 40-second walk to the dive shop. It's a small property. We're only in a 5-acre property, so nothing's all spread out all over the place. We're all quite close to each other, even though there's still a lot of privacy in the berets. So very close to where everything is. There's no issues there, and our dive team will look after everything for you anyway. We do ask you to deal with the nitrox analyzing and that kind of thing, usually the afternoon before you go diving, and our dive team will get you all set up and ready for that. There is an extra charge for nitrox, which is US $10 a tank extra for nitrox diving. You don't need to organize that with us before you get here. We have it on site, so if you need it spur of the moment, it's no problem at all. We also have, so with our shore dives, yes, shore diving is from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So normally our dive boat will get back around either 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've still got another 4 to 2 hours to jump in and enjoy the shore diving. The night diving turns into a night dive, obviously, after 5 p.m. So there is an extra charge for night diving, and some of our dive package includes a night dive. On night dives, you're looking at, I think it's 35 US for a night dive, and you can pay for that. We can just put that onto your room account, and you can pay for that when you check out. So, yeah, is there anything that I've missed out there?
I think you covered it all, and we couldn't get Natalie's mic. She doesn't have a mic, so I think that we covered it there. But if there's any logistics or anything that we didn't cover as far as the diving, please raise your hand or pop it in the Q&A box, and we'll get to it to cover any other aspects of the diving as well. We did get a couple of questions that we sort of typed in the question and answer box as far as domestic air travel times and prices approximately, and international. So while we've been answering those one at a time in the chat boxes and stuff, just to give you an idea, from San Francisco or LA, the flight is about 10.5 hours on Fiji Airways. The airlines range, the airfare ranges constantly, and I apologize, I always hate to do pre-tax prices, but literally something dropped in our box right before the event and I haven't had a chance to price it out. But Fiji Airways was offering for long-term future travel $585 round trip plus taxes, which I want to say off the top of my head was about $250, $300 round trip from LA or San Francisco. Obviously, if you're coming from somewhere else, we would do add-ons. And then Terry, if you want to share a little bit as far as the hop, how often Taveuni is served, approximate ballpark airfare, flight times, that kind of thing, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great international fare. That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, it is. Well, all the airlines are very motivated right now. So if you're in a position, there's some amazing airfares. Obviously, it doesn't do people any good for the next couple of months, but we've actually been seeing a lot of the airlines putting out some good stuff for many months in advance. So yeah, that is an excellent airfare. But yeah, if you would talk a little bit more about getting to Taveuni from Nandi.
Yeah, that's no problem. So when you arrive into Nandi, you'll actually get into obviously the international airport. It's connected to the domestic airport. It's about a 4-minute walk away from where you get out of the international arrivals. So you'll just take your luggage around to the domestic check-in area. The flights leave about 7 a.m. and sometimes there's a 12 o'clock flight, or sorry, sometimes there's an 11 o'clock flight during the high season, which is the middle of the year. And then there's also a 2:30 flight. So obviously coming in from LA or from the States, you're wanting to try and connect on that morning flight, so you don't have to sit around the Nandi airport all day. We'd love to get you straight out to the island straight away. Obviously after that big long flight, you want to try and do that. You're looking at about US $200. I'd say probably $400 return at the most for the domestic flights. But as I said, if you can try and book it with an international flight, get that through ticket, it makes it a little bit cheaper, and you also get that that extra luggage allowance. So that's the best way to do it. So we will pick you up from the airport according to your flight time. If you don't get the morning flight, don't worry about it. You just let us know when you're arriving onto the island, and our air-conditioned vehicle and our driver will meet you at the airport in Taveuni and bring you down to the resort.
Lovely. Does anybody else have any other questions? I see a Q&A box is open. Our chat has calmed down just a little bit and no hands are raised. So is there anybody else with any questions? We want to make sure we get you. What I would like to say is that Paradise Taveuni, what they're doing, they haven't done a traditional prize per se as far as a drawing where one person wins something. But Terry, you did offer us a very special offer for somebody that books in conjunction with the event. Do you remember what that was? And are you able to share that with us, or would you like me to?
No, I'd love to. Thanks, Cheryl. So if you can book with Cheryl and the girls a 7-night stay, we'll give you an extra 3 nights totally free. So that's 10 nights for the price of 7. And the 7-night package special that I've given to Cheryl and the girls is already heavily discounted, and you have some nice extras. So not only will you get 3 nights free, you also get the meals for free. You get a lovely Paradise massage in the oceanfront spa with my amazing girls, and a romantic 4-course dinner for 2 or whoever you're with. And you'll actually get the massage and the 4-course dinner even if you stay with us for 5 nights. But I highly recommend booking a 7-night stay so that you can get those 3 extra nights. That's just for this special Zoom meeting. I'm not giving it to anybody else.
We really appreciate that, Terry. Thank you. So yeah, just to kind of reiterate, and for those of you that were with us yesterday, last night around 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I sent out an email because we were having handouts. We had planned to have handouts for each seminar where we'd been given appropriate information. We were going to have the handouts accessible with the idea for you to download them in the webinar. Unfortunately, Zoom's little attached file thing just isn't working for us at all, so we're not able to do that. So what we did is we created a folder on our server that we sent out a link last night that you can access these files, and we have a couple of flyers in there for Paradise Taveuni. What that heads in there is the special that Terry mentioned. So they've already they call it the comeback special. It could be to me a comeback special because I'm sure a number of you, especially if we've shared our favorite places in Fiji, have already been to Paradise. And if you haven't, then to me, it would also be a welcome special because it is available for everybody, because it is very aggressive in light of what everything is going on. In addition to that, as Terry said, you take that special and then you add 3 extra free nights with those package inclusions because you came to the event. It is a really, really generous offer. So it was something very difficult for me to put out there as a sponsorship because we're not drawing one lucky name. But for each of you here that have been to the event, you have that opportunity without having to rely on luck. And on top of that, you know, Paradise has been extremely, extremely flexible with us, understanding that we just don't know what's going on at this time. So if you did want to take advantage of it, you could book it way out and you have flexibility should something go wrong. So Terry, I really, really appreciate your generosity on this.
Oh, that's right. We understand what's going on. Well, I actually don't understand anything that's going on in the world. It's all changing, but that's right. But even if you'd like to book this 7-night stay and get the 10 nights, let Cheryl and the girls know. Just book it. Don't even give us any dates. Book it, put your name down for it, and then when you're ready to travel, you know you're going to want to come to Taveuni at one stage. If you're a scuba diver, it's on those one of your bucket list places. So I suggest, and I'm very happy to extend this special out for a couple of years. So if you're looking at traveling in 2021, 22, very happy to extend it out to then. So even just put your name down for it, and then you can choose your dates later on when the flights all start booking.
Wow, thank you so much, Terry. That is awesome. I am so glad. Like this is the kind of stuff that's been happening on the fly. That is probably the most amazing, generous offer that's been happening on the fly over the last 20 hours. So you kind of got it here. This is so awesome. Thank you, Terry. And I'm so glad you guys are here supporting us, because it's crazy things that are coming out of the woodwork. Penny McDowell, I have you live with Terry Gorton. You have a question about mantas.
Hi, Terry. Penny here. You had mentioned that you now have a manta dive site. Is that pretty much all year round, or is it seasonal? Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, hi Penny, we do. We just discovered it. Well, we heard about it. One of the other dive operators had been diving this site for about 12 months or so, and we finally found out where it is. It's actually about an hour from our normal diving and Rainbow Reef. It's an hour boat trip. So there is an extra surcharge. It's not very much. We just charge an extra fuel charge to get out there. It's an extra 50 US for that particular day. But we get out there, we do 2 dives on the manta site, and it's also great for snorkelers. If you want to do 1 dive and maybe just jump in and just snorkel with the mantas. But these mantas don't even mind bubbles. It's amazing. They're at this stage, we've found that every time we've gone to the site, which is probably about 15, I'd say about 15 to 20 times we've visited the site, there's always been mantas there, and anywhere from 12 to 5 or 6. We can obviously it's a natural ecosystem. We can't judge, and we don't feed anything. It's just we turn up and it's all happening there. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot, and it's on request pretty much. If you ask us, I want to do the manta dive, or we'll say to you, hey, the manta dive's on this week on the Thursday. Would you like to sign up for it? And it's pretty much a no-brainer. Everyone's on the boat that day.
Okay, fantastic. That's good to know. We had a wonderful stay there back in 2014. So thank you.
Oh, I thought that was you, Penny. Hi.
Yep. Hi.
Okay, Brent, you're unmuted. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, thank you very much for a beautiful presentation, Terry. One question, and I know this is a kind of a difficult one to answer, or uncomfortable one to answer. What would be the least desirable time to come? I'm talking about weather, wind, rain, whatever that might be.
Sure. Well, here on Taveuni, we're known as the Garden Island of Fiji. So we actually do get rain pretty much all year round. It's not torrential rain, but it's you will experience 1 or 2 rainy days maybe during your stay any time of the year. However, I think as everybody knows, we do have a cyclone season here in Fiji. It's usually end of January through to the end of March. So you're looking at about 2 months, February, March, which is mostly pretty rainy. And of course, we have the chance of cyclones. We just had a cyclone come through recently. So you do need to be aware of that. But visibility wise, the only thing that really stops us from diving is the cyclone. So obviously we can't get out there. We have to send our boats away to a safe haven. But even if it's very heavy rains for some reason, one day, or a storm comes through, we're out there diving. It's not going to stop us from getting our divers out there. But as you said, asking for probably the worst time to be in Fiji. March is our very hot time of year. The humidity is very high, and there's a potential for cyclones.
You said something about high, but you clipped out just before that, a high temperature.
It's a high. Did I say that it was high humidity? The humidity is very high, and it's the temperatures are very hot, and a high chance of cyclones.
Okay, so again, that's the late January, late March season.
Yes, yeah, probably in 2 months, February, March. Stay away.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Derek.
You're welcome.
Where do we sign up?
Cheryl and the girls are right here.
We're ready. Terry, actually, I mean, your amazing offer and everything else, and even the open dates in 2022, we're actually got people hitting the chat box right now. So it's kind of amazing. We put this event together just to transport people. We figure almost people were either, facing whatever's going on outside their front doors, and we're all, including the resorts. We know everybody in this business, that every single step of this industry, is hurting so bad. And what we've been saying is the overwhelming generosity of the resorts. I mean, specials and everything else, but giveaways and sponsorship and time has been absolutely mind-blowing. When we put this together, we knew what we wanted to do to transport people, to give them something to talk about and look about and think about and connect with other divers during this terrible time. But we honestly didn't know how it would be perceived and how it would be responded to, because people had other things to think about and worry about. And this has been absolutely tremendous. And our suppliers, you have been super, super generous, and things like this even going on right now on the fly has been absolutely amazing. So, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, I want to say thank you, because the response and generosity from the supplier side, but also from the customer side. And you know, we're here, obviously what we do is we book travel, but right now we've been, you know, our phones went from crazy to literally, as far as sales side of things, completely dead overnight at the beginning of March for the first time in years. We've been working around the clock, extremely busy, but it's been rebooking and undoing the last 2 years of work, or redoing the last 2 years of work and getting people home. I've been on the phone with embassies and people's locals government, and so it's been surreal, and I know that you have too. So to come out in the middle of this and have our suppliers do this crazy stuff and take their time when you're handling your own staff and your own balance books and everything has been astounding. And then the same the other way around when people are doing it. So I never ever in a million years were we putting out there, yes, there's specials and there's incentives if people can think about it, but we never even wanted to raise the topic, because we just did. And you've got people right now in the chat box going, sign us up. And I think your flexibility of you're not quite sure when and a lot of time out and we'll work with you really, really makes all the difference for us, because I think we all believe at some point this too shall pass. We just don't know when. So thank you. I don't even know what else to say. I'm lost for words at this point.
Thank you, Cheryl. We're just so proud to be part of this. This is wonderful what you girls have put together. Seriously, it's really great for us. We know we'll come back. The travel industry is obviously going to be changing a lot, but we just want to just make sure that, you know, there's a nice incentive, because now I know a lot of people will be saying, come and stay with us. We just want to make sure that you get to come and stay with us in Paradise, and we give you some nice things. And you know, most of our guests are scuba divers, and scuba divers are a resilient lot. They will you know, come and dive the best places in the world. They don't care what's going on. So we know that we'll be here. This is a family business. My husband and I and my family live here, so we'll be here in Paradise, just waiting for everyone to come back. And we're getting everything all ready. We're keeping the garden full of lovely organic lettuce and vegetables, which we're kind of lucky we're eating that all now at the moment. So we're still, you know, ticking along, and we're just waiting for whatever happens to happen. As a lot of you may or may not know, we had a big cyclone come through and destroy our resort 4 years ago, and we came back from that. So we know that we're definitely going to be able to come back from this crisis as well. And we just can't wait to welcome you all to Paradise.
Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we kind of rode through that journey with you, and we know how you, man, I mean, so you just coming out of that and now this. So, you know, you guys are seriously stay strong. So thank you for that. And thank you for taking us away. I think you've definitely given everyone something to look forward to when this is all over.
Thank you, guys. Also want to mention also on the special that I've given to Cheryl and the girls, you also don't, no matter what, 5 or 7 nights, you also get a free upgrade to our deluxe oceanfront beret and a free Fiji night evening. So you'll get that with any booking. So you get lots of free extras. So make sure when you're booking, just to when you do book your dates, just to get Cheryl and the girls to check that we do have that oceanfront beret available for you. So don't want you to miss out on that.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Terry, for being here. We really appreciate it. And guys, all the details on that special is on that folder. If you were with us yesterday, you can just click through. That thing is a living, breathing folder. So as you know, we're talking today, it's like, well, so-and-so is going to send you a handout or some links. That does change, so please keep that link and keep checking back on it. But I can tell you that Terry's special and offer is already in there, and then we can take care and help you navigate the international flights, booking on American that helps with luggage if you're coming from somewhere other than the California coast, navigating all those airfares, shopping them, all that good stuff. So just give us a call, let us know what you need, and we will make it happen for you, even if it's an open-ended booking like Terry has offered us. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much again, Terry.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right,
Thank
and everybody, this
Terry.
is late edition. I'm sorry, is there someone, you have a quick question for Terry? Sorry.
Which Terry?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I said someone in the
It's just Terry
background.
trying to say goodbye to Terry.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. So now a little bit, we're going to come back a little bit closer to home. We're going to bring you to Sunscape and Secrets Cozumel. If you had signed up for our webinar way back when, these guys were not on there. This was a little TBA slot because we were waiting for them to commit. But Sunscape and Secrets Cozumel is up next. They did at the very last minute yesterday give us a couple of prizes to their resort as well. So if you're not already registered, if you're registered, the link will be in your inbox from about an hour ago. If you're not registered, you can go on deepblueadventures.com and see the link right there on the We Can Still Dream tab now and join us for Sunscape and Secrets Cozumel. Terry, Paradise Fiji, Terry, thank you so much again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.